Hello and welcome back to Fallout New Vegas. The last episode ended abruptly because you found a recalibration file for a sonic mirror, take it to a jukebox and sync to recalibrate the sonic mirror for new effects. The last video ended abruptly because the game crashed. I actually lost footage that time. And I was just too fucking tired to care. But we headed into the X8 facility, which is where we're supposed to get, amongst other things, the institutional data retrieval test, sonic emitter upgrade, one of these, and this one, so quite a bit. X8 test subject information. In this test, you will take on the role of one of those evil commies, infiltrating an institution of honest American learning. Don't worry, citizen, it's just for pretend. Your objective is to steal documents that a real dirty commie traitor, which you're not, could use to brainwash our children, which you wouldn't do. This test will help us to protect our children's fragile minds from the agents of international communism. Agents like you. Just kidding, we know you're a loyal American, aren't you? Test internal memo. Subjects will be informed that we are gauging the effectiveness of communist infiltration of American schools. They won't know about the cyberdogs until they actually begin the testing process. Test A engages cyberdog protection protocols alongside standard automated turret systems. Test B adds protectrons to the previous test. Test B also includes some basic tests for the field disruptor capacitance module, which I think is what we're trying to get for the think tank. And residential test internal memo. Until further notice, please do not enter the residential cyberdog test area or conduct any experiments using it. The cyberdogs are still being programmed, and any disturbance could have dramatic influence on their progress. Restricting access in this fashion should also help to avoid any repeats of the incident. Playtime settlements for which are coming directly out of our budget. And Dr. Gail Richardson, PhD, test engineer of the Cyberdog Division. And these are some brains in jars, but sadly not our own. You can see some pretty gruesome sights over there. The construction of some robo-brains by the looks of it, even though in Fallout 4 there's a facility that also claims to be the origin of robo-brains. But I think you can imagine I'm more willing to give it to Obsidian than Bethesda. And I am going to put the settings on normal since I am inside. And there are some enemies back here. I'll use the... Oh, here. Just wasn't going down far enough. And in here you can see some more science one. Had something to do. There's a dog and robotic splicing experiment holotape. We'll go through that later. Another robo brain minus a brain. And a skeleton wearing some pre-war vest. Bunch of graves. Alright. EM pulse wave module on loan. The X13 facility has loaned us their EM pulse wave module prototype for the sonic emitter for use in our data retrieval test simulations. The module allows the sonic emitter to disable certain force fields. Do not allow test subjects to leave the X8 facility with this module. Even though it won't work outside Big Mountain, it's a security nightmare. Thank you all for your attention in this matter. Dr. Adam Figgis, or something like that, who has a whole lot of credentials. Then there's Project Burke and Hare. Burke and Hare were two grave robbers in the 19th century who regularly stole corpses for medical students. Yes, Project Burke involves what some less science-minded individuals might call grave robbing. Yes, we're forced into this due to budget cuts. No, none of the senior staff uses the bodies for anything else. Finally, in regards to the rumor that Project Hare engages in liquidation operations against non-military targets to procure research subjects, I will not dignify them with a response. Any other questions? Important reminder to myself, while programming the new residential CyberDog model to retrieve objects thrown by human beings for a purpose of enjoyment, I accidentally used an audio sample recording of its bark as the object to be fetched. The CyberDog has now become attached to the samples and displayed signs of aggressive tendencies when I attempted to recover it. I have left it in the residential reconstruction area until it is needed. I believe the CyberDog has buried it. What a silly Billy. And we need a key for that. Most of those are good. Alright, let's take the test. For this test, you must use any means necessary to retrieve 3 student files from the average high school. Basic security protocols have been activated. I'll wait for success. Retrieve 3 student files. Failure, security measures prohibit you from retrieving the files. Which is basically death.
Students, this is the pre-recorded voice of your pre-recorded principal, Dr. Principal Borous. You may know me as the head chief first researcher of Labs Z9 and Z14. There I fought valiantly to preserve rattlesnake DNA and put it right where it belongs, in the husk of another feared predator. Oh, and the tarantula hook. Can't splice enough, I always say. Especially if you can make a magnificent cazador. Enough about me. It has come to my attention that many of you seemingly innocent children have been subverted by red propaganda. This is a most serious matter, requiring the most serious of detentions. Can you spell detention? I'll tell you how I spell it. Death tension. Commie pinko traitors. Oh! Now I will send vicious cybernetic cyborg dogs through the corridors to weed all you traitors out. They will sniff out which among you have chosen the commie path. Especially you, Betsy Bright, who turned me down to the high school dance so you could smoke with Richie Marcus. All monitors will also be vigilant. Step outside during class, and they'll make sure you make a speedy jump back to your desk. Hold your urine and wait for the proper bathroom break time.
So yeah, the important thing in all of that was that asshole made cazadors. If you ever want to know where the worst thing in the Mojave came from, now you got your answer. They're probably behind that door. So we recreated an entire little school here. Don't know why a scientist's glove is in what clearly looks like an art room. Assuming they still taught art in the Fallout universe. I mean, a lot of movies and shows and stuff ripping on school budget cuts tend to use the arts as the first thing on the cutting room floor. Let's see. 2 out of 8. Warning, no targeting data. Please exercise caution. Well, sure enough, it says caution. Gotta be sneaky, you know, we're communists. We're here to subvert good American education. Which I know a lot of places like to rail on. I mean, the American school system is pretty fucking shit for a lot of reasons. But, you know, having gone to school in America all my entire fucking life and knowing how or what's taught in other schools, it's legitimately not the fucking worst. Like, at least the American education system is able to acknowledge the tragedies that happened in our country. Try asking a Chinese person about the Tiananmen Square massacre. I probably absolutely butchered that and made myself sound like an ass. A is for America. B is for bomb. C is for commie. D is for dirty commie. I remember in a history class, we were doing a segment on like the 1950s, and one of the things that was brought up was propaganda that occurred during that time. Retrieve student records. Richard Marcus midterm grades. English F-, Math F-, Science F-, History F-. Midterm grade report, Richie Ball Lover Marcus. I don't think this guy liked this Richie Marcus chap all that much. But back to our nefarious deeds, there are workers who are not yet united. There's a danger dog out there. They can probably sense me through the walls. Kind of wonder what a game would be like if it took the approach of Fallout, where there's this sort of hyper version of a decade. Fallout's like an exaggerated 1950s, has met the end times. But what?
You are in the library. Be quiet here and filled with...
Just go around it, dude. Just... Did I miss that? Alright, I'll try the proton axe. Not terrible. Still, I think I'd rather stick to long range. It's like there'd probably be some sort of parody of Apple and Amazon. The sci-fi aesthetics, retrieve student records for O'Bannon schedule, Charlie O'Bannon after school schedule, ballet Tuesday and Thursday 4:30 to 6:30, Pep Squad Wednesday 4:15 to 5:15, tutoring center volunteer Monday 4:15 to 6. The future aesthetic would probably be something you would see in like the sort of aesthetic of Apple and iPhones and stuff. That sort of very smooth, plasticky, white look that you see in a lot of generic science fiction settings. I'm gonna grab these and drink them. Seriously, it's still alive? It's a bad dog. Oh shit! Alright, I'm gonna need to put this on. Something to... I don't even have any damage reduction. I guess a sexy sleepwear. Bad doggy. Dog meat. I'll just take the energy cell. And I'll take the purified water as well. Problem with a super stim pack is it lowers how much weight you can carry. Oh. Lobotomite. I think this might be too close for my character. I should save up on bullets. Yeah, I don't really like this gun, to be quite honest. Can we VATS, please? Thank you. Oh, it's a BB gun. No wonder it did fuck all against me. It doesn't, not very worth it. It says danger. I really hate that extra few seconds it takes for VATS to end where they can shoot me without issue. Yeah, just wear off right there, Super Stim Pack. Wow, just barely killed him. Yeah, go away. It's not an ED. Yeah, but it is that. Well, it has to be. Everything else is ED. No targeting data, because I destroyed the turrets. But why would I not destroy the turrets? I am a communist. Those turrets are an enemy of the proletariat. A nefarious tool of the bourgeoisie. Was it not the end of the Communist Manifesto where Comrade Marx said, "Workers of the world unite, you have nothing to lose but the turrets that plague you"? I think it was. How are workers supposed to own the means of production when they're being shot at by machines? Even though workers didn't own the means of production in Soviet Russia or in Communist China, which means they effectively fail as being communist countries. And that says nothing as to whether or not...
Down at the end of the hall is ball storage for jocks who like balls. Like Richie Marcus. Do you hear me, Betsy? Richie likes balls.
That's one of my favorite lines in the game. Oh shit. And as I was saying, that says nothing about whether or not communism works or anything. Like, communism can still be an absolutely impossible thing to achieve. But these countries have done absolute shit at even trying to achieve it. In fact, you can even argue that's why communism will never work. You stay back there. Close it. Well, if it works, it works. There's no rules against cheesing. Baseball bat. Some caps. Some basketballs. Carton of cigarettes, probably the smokes that he and Betsy were using. Student records, Betsy Bright's records. Betsy Bright's disciplinary record, unexpected absence 7, disruptive behavior 3, smoking on school property 11. Very naughty. My comrades shall reward me handsomely for this. Ah, fuck. There's no cheese zone. Don't shoot me. Try to bite me. Try to bite me. I'd prefer it if you try to, you know, bite my nuts off. Probably something you would never hear somebody say outside the context of knowing they probably aren't able to attack you when you're standing on a table like this. There we go. So what if I'm cheating? I'm a damn dirty communist. Playing by the rules is for Americans. No.
Oh my! You got to the residential test. This is really Borous, by the way. Hello again. None of us thought you would get this far.
X-12 request for assistance. We've had a small issue with one of the Y-17 trauma harnesses. Sadly, a member of the X-12 research team choked on a buffalo gourd seed and died while working late last night. For some reason, his Y-17 trauma harness will not shut down. In fact, it has been malfunctioning and causing the late Mr. Harris to attack other employees. Do you have any prototypes you could lend us as a means to stop it? Barb. Access granted. I'm sending over the K9000 Cyberdog gun. It should do the trick. Let me know if you have any operational questions. K9000 Cyberdog gun. Just read it. We've had another unfortunate occurrence. While attempting to destroy Mr. Harris's trauma harness, the disaster control team member carrying the gun slipped and fell, dropping the weapon. Unarmed, the team had to flee and seal off the lab. Unfortunately, your K9000 Cyberdog gun prototype was sealed inside X-12. Barb. Even in the realm of super science, there's these silly moments by silly people. You can see the schematics for it. Gotta appreciate the ingenuity and imagination of these guys. They're able to keep a dog's brain alive. What do they do with it? Let's put it inside of a gun. Wild wasteland there, some dogs playing poker. Probably one of the more parodied works of art out there.
The residential test. Wasn't that shut down for some reason?
Engaging hostile target.
I am so glad I have so many energy cells from just using the fucking Q35 for so long. And since you get 14 back from that guy, it's... you know, it's basically like getting even more back. You spent.
My pet, Gabe. I'd forgotten about the old boy and the countless experiments I'd done on him back at Higgs. Gabe? Gabe, you're about to have your favorite treat. A visitor. Won't that be nice? Don't eat the visitor, boy. Don't, please.
I notice occasionally that the actual talking does not match up with the subtitles there.
Attention. This is now a combat zone. You may suffer harm up to and including death if you remain in the area. This note is required by law.
So out of all the scientists, Borous is probably
Weapons.
one of the evilest, considering all the shitty things he's done to animals. And not even as part of, you know, his super science experiment, he just straight up abuses his dog. I mean, all Dalla wants to do is collect teddy bears, and all O wants to do is tell Mr. House what a sack of shit he is. Level up. Put that up to 100, up to 80. Put this up a bit. Gonna do the robotics expert. It'll also help me out a little bit in dead money.
Gabe would bark and snarl and bite whenever anyone came to visit. That's why I replaced his legs with spare parts and fed him a steady diet of psycho-laced dog chow.
See what I mean? I should have checked if I had enough ammo. But it's cool. It's cool. Reload now, though. Yeah. I think if people had just the option of killing Borous and none of the others, they would take it. So I have two lobotomite jumpsuits. The best armor I can get right now. A bit, you know, costly in terms of weight, but I will be heading back to the sink after this. Wrong way. Like how the courier neatly folds the clothes he drops off. Wants me to go through it again. Wondering if I can go back to the sink and just drop some of this stuff off. And then I'll come back here with maybe some repaired metal armor. Yeah, I'll do that.
Klein, remember the time you forgot to carry the tube and nearly blew up the Y0 Research Center? Oh, wait, you did! Or was that me?
Oh, Klein, you silly Billy. A fun little Easter egg of Fallout New Vegas. You know those ending slides that happen when you complete a...
Lobotomite has retrieved count them, two of the 3 technologies.
When you complete a DLC, what's interesting about Old World Blues is they actually have multiple different ending slides, and not just for...
Attention, Big Mountain! There's a 95% chance of clear skies interrupted with artillery fire.
And not just for, killing the scientists or sparing them or what quests you do, but also there's a special one if you manage to just run through the DLC as fast as possible, getting just the main quest items and nothing else. The game will actually throw shade on you for that. And one would assume it's because the map is really short, and so such a thing is fairly possible, in fact even very plausible. But I can't help but to think that maybe one of the reasons that happens is because... oh shit, I need this. Is because the game is so fucking glitchy that it prompts people to do this, and I actually have an idea. If you're over encumbered, drop something, carry it. I also think it's one of the best looking DLCs. I really like all these cool lab areas. Like, look at these. Look how cool these screen lights here are. So cool. Gonna grab his jumpsuit. Enter residential Cyberdog guard test. The parameters for his test are currently incomplete, but we're the dog. I'm gonna make a new save, just so you know if something fucky happens, I won't lose everything.
Sonic emitter schematics. Klein wants it, all right, boy? Let the intruder dig it up wherever you buried it. Gabe! No! His Cyberdog atomic core! It's active! Our veins are exceedingly imprecise countdown to critical failure in... 10!
It'll blow when we reach 1, right?
9. All be fine.
7. Yes, 7. 6. Halfway to
Feel the full power of my robo-squad. Prepare to be attacked by Doctor Won't Escape Me.
The lobotomite has retrieved count them, two of the 3 technologies.
If you think braving the cyber dogs of X8 makes you brave, intruder, it is no use. All cyber dogs are under my command, and they will bite you.
I've played this game and all the DLCs on the Xbox 360 and one more time, and if it doesn't work, I'm just stop playing for a while.
Count them, two of the 3 technologies.
Then Mobius.
If you think braving the cyber dogs of X8 makes you brave, intruder, it is no use. All cyber dogs are under my command, and they will bite you.
Alright, I'm at Ulysses Point. I have saved multiple times on my way down here because it crashed like 3 times. Gonna check it out, then I'm gonna leave and head back to the sink. And that's gonna be the end of this play session. I'll take it. Combat knife. Don't need that. Not sure if we ever heard Ulysses mentioned by name in the game so far. Frag mines, pulse mines. I need a new gun, but I don't want a submachine gun. Those aren't very good. I mean, do I even want to make a Boone joke at this point? Given just how tired I am of this game's crashing. Patient log Y17.9, Y17.5. Thank you. Ah, castle rig. I'll just leave that. Yeah, real hard. 3 stim packs though. Honestly, probably happier to see stim packs here than in Dead Money. He has his little campfire. Let's see, no thank you, I don't want to waste those stim packs. So yeah, this is where Ulysses was hanging out for a while. Seems to have done well for himself. I'm gonna stop recording just in case the game fucking crashes. Now I'll see you in the sink. Alright, we're almost there. I just remember that the sink looks a lot, or big mountain area looks a lot like the Epcot Center from Disney World or Disneyland. Which is a nice touch. Mr. House does kind of look like Walt Disney, even if he was modeled after Howard Hughes. Then again, in the MCU and I guess in the comics to a lesser extent, Tony Stark's father was also modeled after Howard Hughes, but has a very Disney vibe to him. In fact, in Iron Man 2, I think it was, he even has this little Town of Tomorrow display. Go to Cuckoo's Nest and the securitron deconstruction plant. Haven't I already done that? Probably should have just gone into this cuckoo's nest when I had the chance earlier. Would have made things a lot easier. Well, maybe not a lot easier. I dropped off a bunch of armor and weapons in the sink, so I have pretty spacious pockets right now. I don't need the wine. Alright, I'm going to put this on normal. Bit of a disadvantage because I couldn't get the drop on him. Alright, I see him. Let's see, running low on shotgun ammo. You know, just another problem with... Oh jeez, I did not see him coming. Goodbye. Oh, and my armor condition is really low. That's great. This guy has a rapid fire weapon too. But if you have a good hidey hole, you can play peekaboo with the lobotomite. Shish kebab's worth quite a bit, so I'll grab that. And there's a human torso, which spins around very easily. Oh, geez, someone else is here? Come on. Go away. Oh, that was a complete miss. I'm gonna do that school simulation thing again. I need to find some more... Oh, what? Come on. I'm dead. My armor is gone. Oh, should probably wear this. Maybe I can salvage it. Take this, have this, and I'll use one stim pack. Ah, crap. Alright, good shot there. That ash pile can keep it. Alright, can I play with this torso without anyone bothering me? Alright, I got that out of my system. Thing is, like, the sink has so much money on it. Oh. That it would be such a stupid idea not to pick up all the weapons and sell it to it. Sync Project Toaster. And sure enough, there's a bunch of toasters. Only worth 5 though. Some sacrifice to the toasters. It's like some little Adeptus Mechanicus den there. Vacuum, definitely not worth its weight. Vision battery, hear one of them, but I sure don't see any of them. Some throwing axes. Carton of cigarettes, actually worth quite a bit considering its weight. Definitely an easy pickup there. There's one thing Fallout 4 did that helped improve on New Vegas. It's giving the various scrap items, you know, like clipboards and wonder glue and stuff, some actual reason to be picked up. Because they're not worth a lot at all. Like, they're worth 1 cap each. And just seems like you can get a lot better value from even a single weight with other stuff. It's a very interesting asset here. Just these very visceral, gory ones. Not sure if this asset is unique to Old World Blues or if it shows up somewhere else, but I don't recall seeing anything like it anywhere else. Some pork and beans. Cherry bomb. Oh, that's worth 5. And weighs nothing, so it's a net increase. And I am back over here. I forgot there's some graves here. Might as well grab that. Alright, now back to the sink. Machine gun. And the Magnum revolver. And there we go. Now I think this guy does reset the amount of caps he has after waiting 3 or 4 days. Just that he doesn't restock on all his supplies from what I can tell. I grabbed some scrappy electronics there, but whatever. Which is kind of annoying because I was a total idiot who came into this DLC without maximizing my stim packs. Hell, that's pretty much why I'm playing the outside area on baby shit easy. That and not coming in with enough ammo or good armor type. I mean, I just really jumped the gun on this. But lesson learned. Would be cool if you could tell Mr. House about this place. It's like, hey, did you know in this place called Big Mountain there's an entire facility filled with your securitrons? I keep forgetting which one's a Pip-Boy light. Need scrap, you know, metal and wires. This is a pretty good location. And also, since he was able to unlock the missile system, that should mean Mr. House could theoretically bypass needing the platinum chip. Yes, I know what you're thinking. It weirdly would be nice if Boone was here, but we must accept the fact that he is not, and move on with our lives. Securitron Mark 1 and Mark 2. There's a missile system, the Gatling laser. Be interesting to know if any of this text apparently on here was ever supposed to actually mean anything. Like if Obsidian had it all written out, but due to graphical fidelity, they weren't able to achieve it. You know, put these two together. That way if Boone ever does come across this place, he won't be confused and be scouting around too far. You know how he is with his 3 intelligence stat. Time to work on a video game. If they would have radically different assets for all the different areas. Oh shit. Where the hell do you come from? Ow! I'm sorry, I just got my shitter shattered, like, good grief. Oh, man, that is... Alright, I'm gonna take out the trash before I go exploring, you know? Actually, I think maybe I can use Annabelle here. Have enough missiles for sure. Oh shit. I really hate those extra little animations. Like that right there, because I keep thinking, alright, I reloaded it, time to head back out, but no. Hey. Only I'm allowed to use rockets. Wow, these guys are durable. To be honest, I think I did worse that time than I did the last time. But now the whole neighborhood's waking up. Yep, there we go. Oh shit, let's close that. Kinda regret not bringing any of those mines, or picking them up, I think. I think the game kept crashing when I tried picking them up. It's that, like, binary guy that's the big issue. Maybe I should try closing door. Alright, I use two of these big boys. Alright, he's really low on health. Anyone else over here? Who's making the mistake of, well, not exactly being alive, but muggy upgrade parts production. And you know, just to absolutely dab on this asshole, I'm taking his fission battery. Actually, these are worth quite a bit too. And there's nothing there to offer. What I am curious about is these sale signs, which implies this place was for commerce at one point. Which then begs a question of what exactly were they selling, because this is a securitron disassembly plant. Were they selling securitron parts? And if they were, then again, how did they get these securitrons? There's probably some maybe written lore somewhere that explains this. I haven't come across it. And none of these terminals work either. Did it again. Not up here, right? No, but somebody's hiding stuff up here. Some worker hid his alcohol and drugs up there so the bosses wouldn't see it. Another little bit of environmental storytelling. You can pretty easily understand what the implications were. Oh, god damn it! I was hoping he wouldn't see me. And yeah, I'm just gonna use a rocket launcher in such close combat. Ah. Where are you, big boy? Alright, wait. There we go. It's kind of funny it wasn't updating the quests. Alright, oh, these are certainly interesting looking structures. Saturnite. Isn't that the material that those knives were made of, which is also a construction of Big Mountain? Basically everything in Dead Money came from Big Mountain. Another securitron. What is this? Some sort of... Well, these are solar panels in the base game, but it's not exactly any use facing downward like this, so I wonder if they have an ulterior use, or the asset is being recycled for the sake of a different machine. And I kind of wonder if maybe it's like a teleportation device, because that would explain how they're getting securitrons.
Might I be of service, sir?
Alright, I'll just wait before giving them that. But since we have all of the personality modules, we can finally wake everybody up.
Ooh, to be back online.
What's your purpose here?
Dig, I'm an acoustical wizard, kid. Old Doc Mo used me to prototype his sonic weapon designs. Get me a good sample base to work from, and I can whip up a wave that makes Jericho look like a kazoo.
Kind of funny that this is Dr. Mobius's area, making him having the largest room out of all the think tank guys. Can you do anything like that for me?
Got yourself a sonic emitter, don't you? Thought so. Bring that old thing on in here and bring me some sound samples and I'll make that baby sing. Or scream, if that's what you want.
I found a sound wave file for you.
Right on, Daddy-o. Just plug it in and I'll mix you up a sweet, sweet sound.
And now Gabriel Spark is available for it, and Tarantula. Do you play music?
Used to. Long time ago. Then old Doc Mo ripped out my music drives and stuck in more acoustical processors. Guess you could say I got the blues, even if I can't play them no more.
I'll talk to you later.
Get you later, Gator.
Alright, so that's an interesting character. We'll save this guy for last. Where's light switch number 1?
Dig this sweet sound I got cooking.
You know, very good. Light switch the 01.
Oh my! Partial functionality restored. That's less than optimal.
It's not often I meet a light switch with brains and beauty. I think I'm gonna like it here.
Oh, well, that's very sweet of you. Maybe one of these nights we can discuss theorems.
I'd enjoy that. Wait, why wait? I can talk about theorems right now. I have a high intelligence stat.
Slow down there, Tiger. We've got all the time in the world. No need to rush into things. Why don't you take some time to brush up on your knowledge so we can keep things stimulating?
So, what function do you serve?
Dr. Mobius and I were deeply involved in research on the ability of light levels to enhance human cognition.
How does a light switch give you a magazine? And what were the results?
We observed a fascinating phenomenon. Certain spectra of visible light actually increased cognitive function and reasoning ability. Of course, Dr. Mobius's brain is so big already, we had a hard time measuring it.
Can you turn those lights on for me?
As much as I'd love to, I'm afraid not. The data from that study has gone missing. You'll have to find a backup if you want to use the smart lights.
I'll have to go. We'll talk later.
Certainly. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, it is actually true that lighting in an area can affect certain psychological conditions. For example, people actually find candlelight to be a very relaxing source of illumination. Light switch number 2.
That was a nice little cat nap. How long was I out?
A light switch that turns me on? I must be dreaming.
Oh, you. I bet you say that to all the light switches.
Only the sexy ones.
Now I know you're flirting with me, and it's working. Why don't you take this to remember me by?
So, what are you? Some kind of novelty talking lighting switch or light switch?
I was Dr. Mobius's personal assistant. We were studying, oh shoot, what was it? Oh yeah, lightning. No, wait, lighting. That's right, how lighting affects human interaction.
And what did you find out?
Oh, it was super exciting. It turns out that some pretty colored lights can make you way better at talking to people.
Can you turn those lights on for me?
Oh, I'd love to, sweetie, but I don't have the programming. All the data from the experiments was lost. You'd have to go out into that nasty old crater and find the backup copy.
I saw another light switch in the other room. Do you control that one too?
Oh, her. Trust me, sweetie, you're better off not thinking about that frigid little ice queen.
Sounds like there's some bad blood between you two, or circuits.
That bitch. She thinks she's so much better than everybody just because her processors are bigger. Ooh, she makes me so mad.
I wonder what it was like for the voice actresses to read these lines. Okay then, forget I said anything.
Sure thing, sweetie.
So that's like the more intelligence-focused light switch with a personality to boot, and this one's a more casual, conversationalist light switch. Alright, Muggy, tell me about yourself.
You! Hey, you! Yeah, you! Got any mugs?
Here. Wait, why do you want mugs?
Why do you want mugs, huh? You some kind of sick mug hoarder? Oh god, give me the coffee cup, please! It's sitting there in your back, taunting me! Sorry. Sorry. I got a little carried away. It's just all those goddamn dirty dishes out there with no one to clean them. It breaks my heart!
You seem really obsessed with mugs.
Of course I'm obsessed. They made me this way. You think I don't know how crazy I sound? Of course I do. They programmed me to know that too. They made me just to torture me. But you know, it's the neglect that hurts the most. Hey, everybody, let's turn ourselves into robot brains in jars. Do you know how many coffee cups giant robot brains in jars use on a daily basis? Not fucking many!
Kinda reminds me of that Rick and Morty episode where Rick made that robot whose only purpose was to deliver butter, and that caused it to have an existential crisis. What do you do with mugs?
I'm supposed to keep them clean. Oh, God! The thought of all those dirty dishes out there makes me crazy. Most of them are probably beyond saving now. The only thing left is break them down and process them for raw materials. I guess you could have those.
Can you do anything else?
Anything else, he asks. Like I don't long for the chance to be more than an erotic busboy. If you must know, at one point Dr. Mobius programmed me to manufacture electronic components in my central chassis. That module got corroded when the toaster spilled hot crumbs down my vent stove. If you find a backup somewhere, I could maybe do that for you.
Let's change the subject.
Is the new subject mugs?
So, who are you?
You really want to know about me? No one ever asks about Muggy. You made me so happy. Maybe you've seen some of those big, imposing securitrons with their lovely laser guns and rocket launchers and scary faces. I'm not one of those. Dr. O was always jealous of House Industries, and he thought it would be fucking hilarious to build a tiny neurotic securitron. Big fucking laugh! So, you got any coffee cups for me now?
Here, take whatever you want.
Oh, sweet, sweet fulfillment! I'll break these down for you just as fast as I can.
Process coffee mugs and... well, let's wait. So did I give him my coffee mugs? Alright, I'm gonna store most of them. Upgrade holotape received, upgrading parts production functionality, supply of energy cells, microfusion cells, and scrap electronics available once per day.
Oh, please, please tell me you brought me some coffee cups.
Have you made any electronic components?
Yep, here you go.
Have you made any electronic components?
Sorry, no more today. Try me again tomorrow.
Here. Let's see what he does. Get wonder
Maybe we
glue.
could dim the lights and have a candlelit
Empty
discussion of
syringes.
classic literature.
I'll give him the rest of my coffee cups.
Oh, please, please!
I don't have any. Huh.
Of course you don't. Why would you? You're not an insane robot obsessed with coffee cups. To you, they're just worthless junk.
Alright, so cups don't count toward it, so I might as well sell those.
Might I be of service?
I should be able to sell the cigarette cartons as well. Alright. Biological Research Station.
Ooh, oh yeah, baby. Feels good to be online again. Yeah, all circuits online, ready to receive your seed.
What does that mean? Hey, listen, buddy. I will flirt with light switches. I will have my ass tunneled by a not a securitron, one of those robots. But you are asking for too much to stick my wiener anywhere near a biological research station.
It's the miracle of life, baby. You bring me some succulent genetic samples, and I'll work my mojo on them. Clone you up all kinds of plants. Oh, yeah. I can also break them down for you, if you're into the kinky stuff. Bring me any old plant parts, and I'll grind them up into salient cream for you. Yeah, you like that, don't you, baby?
So if I bring you samples of dried plant lives, you can clone them and grow them in these planters?
You know it, baby. I just need some samples, and I got you going. Take a few days, but trust me, it's all kinds of good.
What's salient green?
Just the miracle of life in sticky, gooey liquid form, baby. Heat that gunk up over a campfire and just watch it congeal into all kinds of plants.
I'd like to process some plants.
I love it when you talk like that. Let me just get that interface up and running for you.
So, let's process seed into planter.
Well, hello.
And let's convert plant matter into salient green. And I guess you can use that to turn it into any of these. So you can choose what plant you want. So let's see, this one has HP for 10 seconds. So that seems to be the best one. I'll make 5. And it'll take a while before these grow.
Couldn't stay away, could you? Yeah, I knew you'd be back.
Oh, God, look at you. You're filthy. I suppose you'll want to clean up then?
You seem kind of worried about dirt. What's wrong?
Oh, it's just so unsanitary. Do you know how many germs are in 1 cubic centimeter of dirt? 70, 100, gajillion. Would you want that getting washed down your gullet day in and day out? I didn't think so.
Came over to fill some of these empty bottles.
Oh, I'd love to, darling, but the circuits that allow me to dispense water into non-organic containers burned out years ago. You'd have to find a replacement for that module.
I'd like to have a drink, thanks.
You can have as much as you like. Just, please don't put your lips on the faucet. It's so unsanitary. You've been working with that biological research station, haven't you? I suppose you'll want to clean up.
I'm okay, talk to you later.
Come back anytime you want a drink. Or to get clean.
Alright, there should be just 2 more. Book shoot.
Ah, good day, citizen. Library Processing Unit 232.7 is online and ready to eradicate sedition.
Eradicate sedition?
Of course, citizen. That's my duty and sole joy in life. All those books from before the war, full of seditious, treasonous, complicated thoughts. Just dump them in and lickety-split. I'll have them pulped, scrubbed clean, and pressed out again clean and white and sedition-free.
But those books are our last legacy of the time before the war. You can't destroy them.
Citizen, that sounds dangerously seditious. If my re-indoctrination module was installed, I'd take care of that for you. Sadly, that system was cut for budget concerns, so you'll have to perform your own indoctrination. Now, to begin with, you'll need a cage that can fit over your head and a sack of mole rats.
So that's a 1984 reference. In fact, this character itself is one big 1984 reference. So you can make blank books. What's the point of that?
Blank books are better for the mind, citizen. Real science by real men in lab coats has proved that introducing outside thoughts confuses the brain. Blank books encourage the reader not to question, but to blindly and zealously accept what's put in front of him. Also, I suppose you could use them to keep a journal.
Can you do anything besides processing books?
What good is eradicating sedition if the malcontents have ready access to the means to make more, citizen? I can also process pencils and clipboards. Wait a moment. Pencil processors offline? Pencil processors offline? Apologies, citizen. It seems traitors have absconded with that module. If you can find a backup copy of the module, I will happily eradicate your ability to create seditious literature.
Nothing right now. Goodbye.
Stay loyal, citizen. Greetings, citizen. Ready to receive seditious materials.
Blank books, huh? I think I can find a use for those.
Now you're thinking like a citizen, citizen.
I have other questions.
Questions are dangerously close to independent thought, citizen.
Alright, and the final one, and probably most people's favorites. Let's talk to the toaster.
I am online once again! Tremble, world, before my electric heating coil of doom!
And if you activate all of the personalities in the sink, you get the achievement Making Friends. Tremble, you're toaster. How fearsome can you be?
A toaster is just a death ray with a smaller power supply. As soon as I figure out how to tap into the main reactors, I will burn the world!
Why all the rage?
Have you ever tried to indulge in all-consuming urge to kill when you don't have opposable thumbs? Or hands? Or anything other than a bread slot? You'd have a lot of pent-up anger too.
Well, I for one am quaking in my boots.
Buddy, if my heating element were just a little bigger, you'd be on fire right now! On fire!
I'd like to change the subject.
Well, since I can't kill you, I guess I have to listen to your inane questions.
I'm almost afraid to ask what your function is.
You should be afraid! I am the scourge of all small appliances, and the boogeyman that keeps lesser toasters awake at night!
So you murder toasters?
Not just murder! I tear them apart and render them down to their base components! Once their guts are spilled, you can do with them what you like!
What else do you do?
You want some weapon schematics? I can show you some fucking weapon schematics! You want a superheated Saturnite power fist? I can hook that shit up!
I'll keep my eye out for any Saturnite power fist then.
You find one, you bring it on back here, and we'll burn this mother down!
About the superheated Saturnite power fist?
Like I said, bring me a Saturnite power fist, and I'll hook that shit up for you!
I have to go now.
Yes! Flee before my terrible power!
And so there we go. That's all our friends in the sink. We have a very posh British butler personality. We have a sort of tired but dedicated doctor personality. A chipper, censorship-happy, patriotic personality.
Do you know what the word proletariat means? Do you know what that makes you? Well-read and erudite. For a communist.
A neurotic mug hoarder. A flirtatious biological research station. A germophobic sink. A flirtatious intelligent light switch, a flirtatious conversational light switch, a smooth jazz-esque guy here, and of course the maniac toaster, hell-bent on destroying the world 100 times over. And the nice thing about these is they provide you with basically free materials after a certain amount of time. This guy gives you ammunition for your laser guns. This guy has caps and items to buy. This guy gives you food. This guy heals you.
Turn on the lights.
And after a while, we'll be able to pick up some upgrades for the sink's intelligence. Like to imagine the voice actors and actresses had a lot of fun bringing these characters to life. These outrageous and silly characters. Innovative toxins plant. Hello? Use a Ranger Sequoia. Good shot. It'll always be one of my favorite, video game breaks from reality. That you just empty out all the bullets in the chamber, whatever. please pick this up. And even though they fall on the floor, it still registers it as being in your inventory. Alright, here. Oh, quit fucking fingering your goddamn rocket launcher, dude. This. Oh, come on. Still a guy down there. Oh, it's that guy. This is a good gun. Terminal. Requisition order. Chemical suits. Got word today there was a chemical leak at the Sierra Madre. Sinclair was on the phone to ask for more help from the think tank execs, so they are sending him the prototype chemical suits to protect the villa workers. Looks like they're following up on an experiment with another experiment. The whole process creeps me out, and the way they're monitoring the Sierra Madre Villa and examining the results, I don't think Sinclair even knows what he's really paid for. To be guineas like the little Yangtze Chinese. Maybe it'd be merciful if the war did break out, to put an end to this chain of horrors. What's this? A conscience within Big Mountain? Say it ain't so. There's this plenty of ammunition. Other than that, doesn't seem like there's much here. And I have minor radiation poisoning. Seems like it took a while for me to get that, though. It's a corrosive glove. Alright. Oh, what the hell? Where'd you two come from? What does that guy have? Alright, a super stim pack, which completely fucks me over from a weight point of view. Activate the Edatronic. Oh, hey. Please leave. Thank you. Oh. Hey, no Gauss rifles. Ow. Go away. That's one thing I hate about super stim packs.
Rant. See how I abstract my rage, think tank? I hold you in such disdain, I generalize my hatred for you!
X13 shipment notice. Everything is on control down here. If I need your assistance, I'll let you know. Paris will be along shortly to retrieve the shipment. Field gun prototype. We've successfully created a capacitance module capable of emitting a focused electromagnetic pulse from a sonic emitter. While the physical impact is rather weak, Jenkins fired the weapon at a force field and fried the field's emitter array. Upon further study, we found the gun only affects small range of frequencies. Unfortunately, the frequency of our force fields fall within this range. The gun was sent to X8 for further study. go and leave the coffee mugs. Mark II glove research. I've been working with the Mori on fitting the gloves to the torso and come up with a few improvements which could greatly enhance the user's manual dexterity. I adapted Redding's new rubberized dampening compound and applied it to the palms and other high-wear surfaces. Once the suit adjusts to the user, the benefits of the upgrade should be obvious. And is this one new? No, it's not. Oh, this is for the sneaky suit. Some damaged prototypes. Chinese Army Spec Ops training manual to increase your sneak. Torso research. I've uploaded Kale's latest firmware update to the suit. I think Kale has outdone herself this time. Self-updating firmware is an ingenious addition to this system. As we upgrade the suit, it'll automatically upgrade the new systems to the user's specifications during the testing and unlock the features as they come online. This will save hundreds of hours of fiddling with settings. Note to self, make Kale a keg of my infamous battle brew. VR simulation note. This is really cool. Oh, here's some boots. Oh, I see you. Now we'll take another buff out. Boot research. Researcher Kale's breakthrough with a suit software has led to the breakthrough of my own. By adding an advanced servo buffer to the existing leg rigs, I've been able to increase the resolution of data sent to and from the central control module. Once these babies are hooked up to the torso, an agent should be able to limbo under barriers almost as fast as they can run. X-13 experimental stealth suit complete. You have obtained the Borous stealth suit. Not only can be upgraded through testing in X-13, it also has Med-X Stimpaks reserved for all your pain dampening needs. But they're not included. And now I'm over encumbered again. There is something in there, but I can get it while I'm doing that mission.
If you see Robo-Scorpions, do not attempt to fight them. They will shoot you with their robotic stingers, and then possibly explode.
Duly noted, Dala. Actually, let's use a pew-pew on it. Alright. Main upgrade, layer mod, auxiliary recharger chip, some Med-X. And unarmed skill book. I'll take a visit in Little Yachtzee. Pretty sure I'm butchering that name.
Go, my mighty robo-scorpions, crawl in search of intelligence, then sting said intelligence. Yes, sting it.
So we have the camp survivors. Oh, not a bad shot. Oh, there we go. Don't you try to escape. So this is based on the internment camps that existed during World War II for Japanese American citizens. One of those sort of unfortunate chapters in American history where a bunch of people, for the crime of being part of a certain ethnicity, were basically detained. Oops. And forced to stay in a secure area just in case they were secretly spies or loyal to the Japanese Empire. We don't need you here. Only this time it's Chinese citizens. I already have that. I don't have that. But I can't carry any of it anyways. Which is actually kind of funny because there's a picture you can find from around that time of a Chinese woman sunbathing on the beach, and she has a Chinese flag erected behind her as a way to signal, hold on everyone, I'm not Japanese, I'm Chinese, I'm a different type of Asian. And that's, you know, just because of all the hostility and fear toward them. We sort of had a repeat with that after 9/11, only directed toward Middle Eastern people and also Indians, like, you know, actual India. Let's see. Broken detonator and deactivated bomb collars. Some mentats. Ah, so many cigarette cartons. Alright, I get that the big mountain had something to do with the Sierra Madre, but it still doesn't make much sense that they would have a poster of it. Oh, book chute upgrade mulching. That's nice. Didn't even realize I would be here.
Time to reward myself with a little breath-freshening mentat.
Could be on the roof. Yeah. Here it is. Main computer upgrade.
The mountain, I, Dr. Mobius, will soon control you and all of science.
Giant smokestacks, which sort of implies this place runs on coal power or some sort of fossil fuel. Which would be kind of odd considering the importance of nuclear power in the Fallout lore. one would think coal would be all but completely phased out. Though I guess, there was a huge crisis of oil in the Fallout universe, which is the reason why there was a Great War to begin with. That and ideology. Alright, mostly this way. It's kind of funny, like, if things were delayed just a little bit, just even, let's say a day, the post-apocalypse would be a very different place. Because House would have gotten his platinum chip, and thus all of New Vegas would have been saved. Well, all of Las Vegas and the general area. I think I'm heading toward the wrong side of this, yeah. Daggone it. Make my trip worth it by grabbing that stuff. But like, if things were delayed by, let's say, a year, the advances in computing would have had a significant impact because a transistor was invented late in the Fallout universe. Wasn't invented in 1947, but like quite a while later. The microfusion stuff would have had a very huge impact on power and how people handle it, so America could be less aggressive when it comes to trying to grab the remaining bits of oil, and in fact they could distribute some of that power to the rest of the world and sort of cement themselves as an even more dominant force, since they're the arbiters of basically society being able to continue to exist. But there would also be tons of new weapons in mass production, because every so often in these games you find like a super special prototype of some of the weapons, like the Q-35 matter modulator. And those just never had the chance to be produced in bulk, so there's only like one of a kind. Yeah, I'm gonna try to fast travel. Let me reload and see if we can... Lear mod, auxiliary recharger chip, upgrade holotape received, adding LEAR weapon mod, auxiliary recharger chip to the inventory, and the prismatic lens to vendor inventory.
Might I be of service?
Let's see, I need my... There we go, he restocks his caps. Oh, there we go. Finally has more stimpaks. Hey, give me that shit, dude. So, I hope you enjoyed the episode. I gave you something to think about and otherwise entertained you. Take care.